When did you realize your partner's crazy ex was actually telling the truth about them? I thought Jessica was just bitter. For 2 years, she'd been sending me messages on Instagram, Facebook, even LinkedIn. Always the same warnings about my boyfriend Marcus. He's not who you think he is. Ask him about the restraining order. Check his phone while he sleeps. I'd show Marcus the messages, and he'd get this perfect mixture of hurt and exhaustion on his face. She's been stalking me since we broke up, he'd explain, running his hands through his hair. I feel terrible that she's dragging you into this. He painted her as unhinged, said she'd keyed his car, showed up at his work, threatened suicide when he wouldn't take her back. Classic crazy ex behavior, right? Marcus was incredible. He brought me coffee every morning, remembered every detail I shared, and never once raised his voice. When I got food poisoning, he held my hair back and cleaned my bathroom without complaint. When my mom was hospitalized, he drove 4 hours with me and slept in those terrible waiting room chairs. Perfect boyfriend material. But Jessica's messages kept coming, more specific each time. Ask him why he has 2 phones. Ask him about the credit cards in his dead father's name. Ask him about Rebecca in Portland. I mentioned Rebecca casually one night. Marcus went completely still. Where did you hear that name? His voice changed. Flat. Cold. Nothing like the warm tone I was used to. Just around, I said carefully. He stared at me for a long moment, then forced a smile. Must be thinking of someone else. But I wasn't thinking of someone else, and I started paying attention. Marcus did have 2 phones. He claimed one was for work, but he guarded it like classified information. He received calls at odd hours and would step outside to answer them. One night while he was in the shower, I checked his work phone. The contact list made my blood run cold. Rebecca, Portland Ashley, Seattle Nina, San Diego Melissa, Phoenix, and at the bottom, Jessica, blocked. Each contact had the same pattern. Dozens of deleted message threads, recent calls at 2 a.m., photos sent and received. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through Rebecca's messages. When are you coming back? You said just 6 months. I saw your girlfriend on Instagram. Does she know about us? Marcus, I'm pregnant. The shower was still running. I screenshotted everything I could before putting the phone back exactly where I found it. When Marcus came out, towel around his waist, he looked perfectly normal. Kissed my forehead, asked if I wanted to watch a movie. I felt like I was living with a stranger. The next morning I called in sick and drove to Jessica's address. I'd found it in his contacts. She answered the door looking nothing like the unhinged woman Marcus had described. Professional clothes, neat apartment, wedding ring on her finger. You finally believe me, she said simply. She made coffee and spread out a manila folder on her kitchen table. Inside were printed emails, bank statements, screenshots, and photos. Marcus operates in cycles, she explained. He finds women in different cities, maintains relationships with 3 or 4 at once. He tells each of us the others are crazy exes or clingy friends. She showed me credit card statements and names I didn't recognize. Identity theft. He uses information from women he's dated to open accounts. I only discovered it after my credit was destroyed. My stomach dropped. There's more, Jessica said gently. And it's worse than financial fraud. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.